As to kick off the update, we're going to take you back this past Thursday. We're out at the Cranberry Country Lodge in Tomah for the Tomah High School Honors Breakfast. That's what you'll see next on the update.
Proceed with our presentations this morning. This is one of my favorite times of year. The sun is starting to shine finally again. Students are pretty excited. It's a neat time of celebration, especially the 4 years of work that you most recently put in and all the things that you've done to build a strong academic resume to set you up for future endeavors. And so it's a really neat time for us to be able to hear about those, celebrate those today, but then also honor you guys during the graduation ceremony on Saturday. So thank you everybody for being here. We do have some speakers lined up to be able to share a little bit of wisdom for you as you go on your journey moving forward. And so those will be Miss Sue Bloom, who is one of our school board members. She'll be coming up in just a minute, then followed by Maggie Homick, who is in the class of 2025. Preston Wiles, who was in class of 2024 last year, being able to share a little bit of wisdom from his first year experience outside of high school, and then Miss Kathy Stoker, to round out those speeches. So at this time, if Miss Bloom can come up, that'd be good. Thank you.
Well, good morning. As Mr. Joyce said, my name is Susan Bloom, and I'm currently serving in my second term on the Tomah School Board. I lived in the Tomah area my whole life. I graduated from Tomah High School in 1974, as well as my husband. I retired 9 years ago, and I worked 30 years in the eye care business and retired from Gunderson Lutheran Clinic. We had our 50th class reunion last year, which was a real fun time. And so in addition to that, I've had 3 sons that have graduated from Tomah High School, and I currently have 6 grandchildren in the Tomah school system. So I have a lifelong investment here. One of our events at our 50th class reunion was a tour of the high school. And Anna Van Norman gave us a really nice tour and filled us in on some of the more recent changes to the school. And we were able to share some of our memories with her too. Some things were different, many were the same. But if you picture the high school office at this time, that was our psychology room at that time. And if you walk towards band and vocal music, there's a little alcove that's on the right. There was a payphone there with a rotary dial, 25 cents for a phone call. So medieval times person here before cell phones. The class that's under the wrestling loft, at one time that was called Club 70. And that was a place where we could go if you were, do you remember Kathy?
Oh, yes.
Where you could go if you had all your work done in City Hall, you were an upperclassman. You could go there. It was dark. I think they were trying to give it that nightclub kind of vibe. There was a jukebox and lots of music played, Rod Stewart and Rolling Stones, seriously overplayed. But everything wasn't totally wholesome there because Club 70 never made it to the next decade of Club 80. So, enough about the reminiscing. So congratulations to all of you students here today. You made it. You're being recognized for 4 years of really hard work, and it shows to me that you have good work ethic and a lot of responsibility there. I can recall seeing many of you, I don't know if I know too many of you personally, but I've seen your faces in the news with the good stuff for DECA, band, choir, and so on. So it indicates to me that you're really well-rounded individuals, and that's great. So are you guys excited, nervous, anxious, scared? Probably all of the above. This is going to be described many times as starting a new chapter, but sometimes it's going to feel like you're starting a new book. So let's not forget about the parents and guardians that are here too, and the mentors. Congratulations to you as well. I'm sure these kids didn't get here without a little poking and prodding from you guys at times too. Same questions to you. Are you excited, nervous, anxious, sad? Just show of hands real quick, how many are first-timer parents, first-time students going away? Okay, any empty nesters? Yeah. No sadness there. As a parent of graduates, I experienced all of these emotions too, but I try to concentrate on being really excited for all of them. It was exciting to see them grow up, accept new responsibilities, and realize the many options that they had before them and opportunities that I didn't have. When Ms. Pierce asked me to speak to you today, I asked her what speakers usually talk about. My youngest graduated in 2009, so it's been a long time since I've been at an honors breakfast. And she said, usually some words of wisdom. At some point, either now or when the fall semester starts, you guys are going to have it up to here with words of wisdom. So I'll keep it short and sweet as best I can. I'm assuming that many of you still have Shakespeare in literature class or reading. So if you recall from Hamlet, if you read that one, Act 1, Scene 3, Polonius, his son is going off to France. And his comment to his son is, "This above all, to thine own self be true." The quote is a little longer than that, but that's the gist of the message. Be true to yourself. Ralph Waldo Emerson also has a quote that mirrors that. He said, "To be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment." And I'll read that one again. To be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment. How true is that? Emerson wrote this in the 1800s. It was true then, it is true today. You're going to feel bombarded by teachers, parents, friends, media with lots of words of wisdom, things to do and not to do. And you're going to be thinking, just go away, I don't want to hear any more of it. But the two most important words in Emerson's quote are, be yourself. So then you need to ask yourself the question, who are you? In my day, we'd use a note card, but you guys are going to use a phone, I'm sure. But on one side or one column, you're going to write, you're a son, a daughter, a graduate, friend, student, brother, sister. And as time goes by, you're going to add some more things to this list, like job accomplishments, career accomplishments, be a husband, wife, dad, or mom. So if you flip the card over and do the hard list, who are you inside? What are your values? And I encourage you to take a few minutes of quiet time and think about that and make a list. Because what goes on that side of the card really affects what happens on this side of the card. It helps to picture a person you admire or someone that you would be like to be like. Maybe a parent, teacher, aunt, uncle, friend of the family. And try not to pick someone that's famous or a social influencer. You only know who they're projecting themselves to be, not who they really are. What do you admire about this person? Is it their honesty, integrity, faith, compassion, trustworthiness, loyalty? Hopefully you can identify some of these values in yourself and want to nurture them and help them to grow. Do we always live these values every day or fully? No. Sometimes we fail. It's hard to be respectful to someone that's totally disrespecting you. It's hard to stand on your values and principles when you're being dissed by your friends. Sometimes it hurts to stick to your values and principles. We're all human after all, and we've all made mistakes. We're going to continue to make some as time goes on. So what do? You accept responsibility, make amends, sincerely apologize, forgive ourselves, and move on. So I guess my words of wisdom would be to try to be true to yourself. Review your values list off and on to reaffirm who you want to be and act accordingly. Maybe you can be the person someone else admires and wants to be like. As Emerson said, this could be your greatest accomplishment. So good luck to each of you. Thank you for inviting me to speak. You've done the Tomah School District and the community very proud. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Bloom. Not bad for being the first person. I know she was nervous being the first one to go. Our next guest speaker is Megan Howitt, class of 2025.
Good morning, faculty, family, friends, and most importantly, my fellow survivors. Today is our chance to celebrate, and as we accept our pats on the back, we need to recognize what it took to get here. The voyage through high school has not been easy. Beyond the caps, the gowns, and proud smiles are stress, self-doubt, and the unspoken burden that our classmates, teachers, and even our families never saw. We spent countless nights lying awake, questioning our very existence, drowning in assignments, exhausted and emotionally drained. Days when showing up seemed like a battle, weeks when we were clinging to the edge of a cliff. It wasn't all about passing classes. It was about pushing the burnout, the anxiety, and the fear. We surpassed students. We are warriors. We didn't just earn a diploma, we earned every moment that brought us here, every scar, every triumph, every lesson. Nelson Mandela said, "It always seems impossible until it is done." While sitting in our rooms, suffocating with deadlines and impossible assignments, we believed our victory was nothing short of a pipe dream. But look at us now. It's done. That impossible turned into late nights that turned into rough drafts, all of which turned into victories we never thought we'd ever see. And here we are, living proof that done isn't just an ending, but a beginning. Nowhere was that feeling more real than AP Literature with low grade. We combated with poems that made no sense, prompts that laughed in our faces, and essays that refused to sound intelligent no matter how many times we rewrote them. There were moments we all thought about giving up, but we didn't. Through the chaos, the confusion, and most certainly the caffeine, we found our voices. Though it was a battle, it taught us that even when words fight back, we fight harder. And today, we walk away tougher, wiser, and better at overthinking everything. But AP Literature was not our only battle. Not even close. AP Literature taught us how to fight with words, but pre-calculus was dodgeball and we were the targets. Equations were flying at us from every direction. Probables, isotopes, and trigonometric identities being aimed at our heads. Some days we dodged them without a struggle, others we got knocked flat on our backs by a question we never saw coming. But it was never about getting hit, it was about getting back up, adjusting, and learning to catch what knocked us down before. Pre-calculus taught us resilience, how to think quickly, move smarter, and stay standing no matter what. We have grown, not just academically, but as people. We learned how to keep going when everything in us wanted to stop. We've learned how to carry each other through the bad, hard times when we didn't know what to say, and somehow, in the middle of the chaos, we found joy, laughter, and always, shared playlists, group chats full of bad memes, and moments we'll keep forever. But here's the thing, I wish for more struggles. Not because I like it, but because every bit of discomfort we've experienced pushed us to grow. Frederick Douglass states, if there is no struggle, there is no progress. And I know that to be true. Every time we stumbled, we stood up stronger. Every late night study session, every failure, every I can't do this moment, these are the things that made us who we are today. So while I don't exactly wish for another 3 a.m. study session anytime soon, I do want the kind of challenges that make us rise to the occasion, because that is where the real growth happens. Looking towards our future, growth is not the only thing we should chase. We should also pursue passion. Steve Jobs said your work is going to fill a large part of your life, and the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. And the only way to do great work is to love what you do. As we move forward, remember that excellence isn't always about perfection. Sometimes it's about the passion we put into our work. Therefore, let's take that passion with us and make something amazing. So today, as we close one part of our journey and step into the next, I would like to say, I'm not just proud of our achievements, I'm proud of the challenges we've overcome because it made us resilient. It made us real. So take that passion, take those challenges, and make something extraordinary. Because if there is one thing that the last 4 years have taught the class of 2025 is this. You are proof that strength isn't loud and courage doesn't always look heroic. Sometimes it just looks like not giving up. And we didn't. Thank you, and congratulations to everyone who fought to be here.
Thank you, Megan. And it really does echo, I think a lot of people can relate to what you just shared because it takes a ridiculous amount of work to get to where you are here. So I'm sure there's a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of existential crises that parents had to help work their children through to get here. But it does develop quite a bit of resiliency in you guys, and so as you do move on to those next steps in life, just know that these challenges have prepared you for those next steps. And so we do have somebody to help talk through maybe what some of his next steps were. Mr. Preston Wilds, again, class of 2024, graduate from last year.
I'm not sure exactly what went into the decision to have me speak today, but I appreciate the opportunity. At graduation last year, I gave a speech where I put heavy emphasis on needing to be prepared and always, always, always having a plan. Broadly, the speech was centered on the quote, "Luck comes only to the well-prepared." After a year away from THS, I stand by that concept. At the same time, that speech discussed how rarely things go according to plan. Well, having now battle-tested my own plan, 1 year in, I can tell you it has been shredded into 1,000 pieces. Less than a year after that speech, my plan went from I want to go to medical school to be a psychiatrist to not being in college at all, working blue-collar, and being enlisted in the Air Force. Keeping all that in mind, let's get into my message for you this morning. It's hard being this age, with all these expectations, these hopes, these dreams, and most of all, these uncertainties. It can feel like after every corner you turn down, you won't ever be able to turn back. A door closed, an opportunity lost. Maybe it's a job, maybe it was a person, gone forever. Regardless, it's an enormous amount of pressure that we feel at this time. We don't know what's around every corner, and that can be very scary. However, I want it to be clear that what you'll come to find around this corner is incredible amounts of opportunity. Now, for most of you, the next step is college. What I hope you're able to find through that experience is what you want. It's easy to think of college as a stepping stone to get into that career that many of you have picked out, or as a means to achieve a higher salary. For those of you going, college is a lot more than a stepping stone. It's more an opportunity to spread your wings than it is anything. College or not, you'll find paths and people you never dreamed could exist, and yet you'll just stumble upon them. Basically never on purpose, funnily enough. One such person I stumbled upon was Dr. Sutta. He's a psychology professor at UWL. He grew up Hindu, and in his class he taught about the concept of Dharma in more vivid detail than I'd ever understood it. I can't do his explanation justice, but by his words, Dharma is the idea of what your calling was meant to be. It's unchanging, and to be clear, it's not a profession, it's a desire and a passion. Think more the desire to help people live a better life, or the desire to provoke emotion in people. So teaching isn't so much a Dharma, but the desire to help people learn could be. I explain that mostly for one reason. I suspect that most of the people in here have made decisions based not upon what they want, but what they feel they should do. An example could be, you should go to college, and you should major in accounting or engineering or computer science so that you can afford a nice house and a lavish lifestyle, but do you really want those to be your career, your profession, what you'll spend 40 hours a week doing for maybe 50 years? I know that many of you have expectations for how high you need to reach. Salary expectations come to mind. These expectations are also often placed on you by figures in your life, be that parents, siblings, or even what you see online in pop culture or on social media. Most exhaustingly is when these expectations come from within yourself. These influence your decisions for the future, some for better and some for worse. What might help visualize this is to just zoom way out beyond the next 5, 10, or 20 years. 80 years from now would put us all approaching 100 at the youngest, and maybe none of us will be here by then. So I have to ask, how much did that salary help you? How much did the title of doctor help you once you're in your grave? This applies whether you're religious or not. Try to find what matters to you, what you will look back on in 80 years with pride for, your dharma, so to speak. See, the sheets of paper, the accolades with your names on them, or the title beneath the nameplate that sat atop your desk. I think you'll find that those didn't matter. What matters is what your final thoughts were. Were they of anger, regret, maybe envy, or were they of solace and happiness? I don't say this to add even more pressure, or to imply that every minute decision is of paramount importance. Rather, I want to put into perspective that it's not each individual decision, like what college am I going to, or what will my major be? It's about the bigger picture and finding what you need to find in this century-long journey you'll call your life. In other words, I want you to be content with tomorrow, knowing you can never return to yesterday. Congratulations, class of 2025.
All right, and finally, another alumnus of Toma High School, Miss Kathy Stoker.
Good morning. As Mr. Joyce just mentioned, my name is Kathy Stoker, and I too am a graduate of Toma High School. Our saying was, everything was great in '78. I'll let you take a minute to do the math on that. So much like Susan mentioned, when Ms. Pierce came to me and said, would you speak at Honors Breakfast, I was truly honored and frankly terrified. As many of you know, I teach math, so this is way out of my wheelhouse. And I too asked her, so what should I talk about? How long does this need to be, whatever? And she said, oh, you can talk about whatever you want. So I am extremely thankful, and I say this in no disrespect, that Mr. Fogarty is not here today to run the speech through AI Checkpoint, in case any of you know what that is. Okay, so this will all begin. I have practiced this many times. I have not made it through without crying yet, so here we go. As a retiring teacher, I find myself reflecting not only on the journey I have taken, but more meaningfully on the journey each of you is about to begin. Today we recognize your accomplishments, your dedication, your hard work, and your perseverance. You've earned the honor of being here, not just because of your grades or your awards, but because of your character, your growth, and your commitment to excellence. And that is something truly worth celebrating. For many of you, this moment may feel like an ending, and in many ways it is. But most importantly, it is a new beginning. You are stepping into a world that needs thoughtful, compassionate, and courageous leaders. It needs people like you who are willing to learn, listen, and act with purpose. Throughout my 41 years of teaching, I have come to understand that education is not just about facts and formulas, although as a math teacher, I still kind of think it is. It's about the people. It's about discovering who we are and who we are called to become. It's about finding meaning in our challenges and strength in our uncertainties. About learning how to contribute, how to serve, and how to lead. You've already shown that you are capable of great things, but your greatest accomplishments are still to come. Life, like math, doesn't always give you the answers right away. And sometimes you have to show your work, and it's messy. And yes, I was that pre-calculus teacher that Megan was talking about. So, you will face obstacles, you will also discover new talents, build lasting relationships, and find paths you never imagined. Trust your journey, trust your values, and remember that every step you take matters. And to the parents and families this morning, thank you. Behind every honor student is the village who contributed to their success. Your support, love, and sacrifice have helped shape these young people into who they are today, and this is your achievement too. I was fortunate to have parents that also valued education. My mother, much like you students here today, was an honor student. In fact, she was valedictorian of her graduating class, although it was Sparta High School. My father took a different path and became a master plumber and steam fitter. Yet they both instilled in me the value of education and hard work. So, to pay it forward and honor their memory, I have a small gift I would like to give. I tried to think of a creative way to do this, like perhaps solving a fun math problem. But it was pointed out to me that not everybody would consider that fun. So, instead, still a math problem, this would be a probability type of problem. I placed each of the students' names here in a bag on a sheet of paper. And I'm just randomly going to draw this out. Okay, so for those of you math, it's 1 out of 33. And if I happen to draw your name, if you could come up to receive this small gift, I would greatly appreciate it. Anyone want to draw? Yes? No? Or me? Yeah. Alex. I had Alex in school also. Oh, beautiful. The recipient is Molly Stapple. I also had Molly in class too. You're welcome. Sorry. Sorry. Okay, so in closing, as you go forward, carry with you the lessons you've learned, the friendships you've made, and the strength you've built. Lead with integrity, live with intention, and never underestimate the power of your voice, your mind, your heart, or just a kind smile. Thank you.
All right, that brings us to our next part, the presentation of honors. And so Dr. Hanson will come up here with me in just a minute. He's going to read off the names of each of our honors recipients. I'm going to stand over here, so as your name is called, please come up to this way over by the American flag, where I'll present you with your honor, and then you'll be able to come up here with your special guest, okay? And so when you do bring your special guest up here, you should, I invite you to give a short summary of your educational journey and how your special mentor or guest and your parents, guardians, please make sure that you do include your parents, guardians, because they were huge in getting you to here, but be able to share how these people have helped you along your journey, and then also share with us your future plans, what you hope to do with the academic success that you've gained here and the experiences that you've had in high school. So, and then what we'll also do is after you get your stole, you give your quick remarks, then you're going to head over here to get your picture taken. And then at the conclusion, Dr. Hanson will have a chance to be able to say a few last words, and then before everybody leaves, we'd like to be able to get an entire group photo. I think that covers all the logistics. So Dr. Hanson, you're up.
Thank you, Mr. Joyce. Welcome, everyone. It's such an honor to be here today. I will start the presentations with our cum laude graduates. Addison Holmquist.
My name is Addison Holmquist, and I brought both my parents and my mentor, who could not be here today, was Kate Newman. I would like to take a moment to thank her. Because of them and the impact they've had on my life, I would not be here today. Kate has taught me so much and has helped me to gain confidence in myself, and whenever I'm faced with doubt, something she would always tell me is that we are our own worst critics. She's always willing to help me with anything and has supported me through so much. She's taught me to give myself more grace. She's truly pushed me to be the best that I can be, and without her, I would not be the singer I am today. Because of her, I will be pursuing music and college. So anytime I go on stage or take any of my classes in music at college, I will be thinking of her. I will be attending the University of Viterbo and majoring in psychology and music.
Emily Kress.
My name is Emily Kress, and my mentor is Mr. Schwaller, and both of my parents are here. I would like to thank Mr. Schwaller for the impact he's had on the last year of high school between his classes of clinical observation, professional patient care, and anatomy and physiology.
He has provided me with real-world experiences and beneficial healthcare knowledge. He's not only shaped my academic journey, but has also prepared me for my future. Creating engaging lessons, providing support, and in my medical journey, he has grew my interest in radiology and has taught me valuable information that will carry on into my future academics in college. His dedication and belief has made a great impact on me and other students. I'm grateful for everything that you have done and to get me where I am today. Also, I would like to thank my parents for their support through my life of years of education. They are always supporting my interests and guiding me, teaching me the values of learning various life lessons and giving me opportunities for me to grow as a person. This summer, I am attending WTC for radiology in hopes to become a radiologist. Thank you.
Also graduating cum laude, Elizabeth Matheson.
Good morning. Hi, I'm Libby Matheson, and I would just like to thank my parents real quick for everything that they have given me over my entirety of my life. I brought with me today Mrs. White, who is not only a wonderful teacher, but a wonderful woman, who I appreciate for understanding how tired the students can be at the end of the day. She was my full-time teacher as a freshman and sophomore. Sorry. And I had the opportunity to be one of her students in her class. And I took this opportunity because I remember freshman year seeing all the diagrams up on her board and wondering what those could even be for. I was like, this looks so confusing and so difficult that I don't even want to try to figure it out. Our classes were always enjoyable, from the serious conversations we had to running around aimlessly in the hallways looking for envelopes. Her lessons, games, and of course all the extra resources she provided helped me feel confident in myself when the NP test rolled around in the spring. So I thank you, Mrs. White, for the words of wisdom you've shared over the course of this year, and it's been an honor being one of your students. And hopefully I can apply what you've taught me when I go off to college at WTC, where I'll be playing volleyball and working towards my gen eds, trying to figure out what I want my future to be. So thank you for being a big part of my life.
Graduating cum laude, Savannah Myers.
Sorry, I got over there real quick.
First, I would like to thank my mom, my dad, and my stepdad for supporting me all throughout high school and all the dreams I've had in between. I would not have been able to get through anything in life without my family. After high school, I will be attending the University of Wisconsin-Eau Claire for 4 years. I will be majoring in business administration and animal science on the pre-vet track. Soon, I want to do a 4-year graduate program in large animal veterinary medicine to become a licensed veterinarian. Last, I would like to thank Mr. Wall. He was first my softball coach and helped me with the pitching goal I had. He never gave up on my dream to be a pitcher, and even after I decided to stop playing and join his wood class, he never made me feel smaller and seemed to try something new. I had confidence in myself because Mr. Wall never failed to have confidence in me too. Thank you for always pushing me over my limits and giving me a reason to feel confident in anything new I wish to do.
Graduating cum laude, Ava Riggs.
Hi, I'm Ava Riggs. I want to first thank my parents for always being there
was able to do the hard stuff. And yeah, so.
Graduating cum laude, Kylie Thayer.
Hi, my name is Kylie Thayer. This morning I'm accompanied by my mom and someone that I look up to greatly just like my parents, Mitchell Schrader. I thank them for supporting me throughout every mistake and success I've made throughout my life and high school career. Today I'm also brought Ms. Balustrade, my most impactful teacher. I won't lie and say that me and Ms. B were extremely close. We rarely talked and had long conversations. However, she has treated me better than any director or teacher, even without having to know or understand anything that went on outside of her class. Instead of verbal communication, we had silent talks where we knew what the other was thinking just by her glance. She was a positive influence and tried to lighten every mood, even if her students were disrespectful and didn't give her a chance to make a difference in their lives. She accommodated for every single student and understood when someone was having a bad day and didn't want to participate in class. There were countless amount of times that Ms. B allowed me to sit in her office when I was sad and couldn't find motivation or energy to do anything in her class. Throughout her years of being a choir teacher, she has given me the confidence when it came to singing and also expressing how I feel without shame. She's also one of the few music teachers who will actually sit and teach me how to read music without being annoyed or angry when I could barely retain the information that I studied. She became the silent hero I needed to get by my 4 years of high school and became the light I thought extremely hard to find in other teachers' directors. I hope the upcoming students find joy and inspiration in coming to Mrs. B choir class effective. In the future, I plan on going to W Milwaukee to double major in architecture and interior design. Thank you.
Graduating cum laude, Sydney Tyler.
Hi, I'm Sydney Tyler. Today I brought my mom and my dad couldn't be here today, and I brought my kindergarten teacher, Ms. Granger. Today I'd like to recognize someone very special with me, Ms. Granger. I chose to bring Ms. Granger with me this morning because her impact on my life didn't stop after kindergarten. Throughout my school years, I've often struggled to keep up with the reading levels, but Ms. Granger never gave up on me. One summer, as part of her certification to become a Title I teacher, Title I teacher, she worked with me through summer lessons. She may not know this, but I've been grateful for those ever since. Ms. Granger always stayed in touch, checking in on me asking me about plans after high school and showing genuine interest in my life. Her continued support and belief in me, even when I wasn't at the top of my class academically, has meant more to me than I can say. Her help and encouragement are part of what made it possible for me to be here at this honors breakfast today. I'd also like to thank my parents who have always pushed me to do my best, whether it was helping me study, encouraging me through tough times, or helping me plan for the future. They've always been by my side, and I'm incredibly thankful for their love and support. Next year I will be attending Western Technical College, where I'll be beginning the respiratory therapy program in the fall. Thank you.
We'll now move on to our magna cum laude graduates. Eliza Hayes.
Hello, thank you. I am brought today by my mom and my stepdad couldn't be here, so I brought both my grandmas here, Sue and Robin. My grandma Robin Malinger is my mentor because from the very beginning you saw potential in me, even when I couldn't yet see it myself. You guided me with patience and challenged me with purpose and supported me with unwavering belief. Whether it was a word of encouragement or a tough piece of advice, you by example and has influenced me not. And your influence has not just shaped my work, but who I have become as a person. I'm going to be going to Dubuque, Iowa, and studying nursing.
Graduating cum laude, Anna Lord.
Okay, good morning, everyone. The teacher I brought today was Mr. Bannon. He's not here because he likes the boys' tennis team better than me, I guess. But I'm also here with both my parents, my mom and my dad. Even though Mr. Bannon and probably all the math teachers know, math is not my strong suit, he was always there to answer any questions I had, even before he was my teacher. I'd be on the bus to a match with all the homework out, asking so many questions. And he is able to bring humor into any lesson, math, or life, even if not everyone else understands it. I don't think I've ever seen Bannon be angry either. He can always put a positive spin on anything that happens. Even those task lunches that I should have won, he would bring up something I did good instead. This has helped change my mindset and made me be a more positive person. I'd also like to give credit to both my parents, as they pushed me to go out and try new things. I've sure been busy and that has not been easy on them, yet they're always at different events supporting me. Finally, I'd like to thank everyone else here, as every teacher here has had an impact on my life. I know being a teacher is not easy, as my mom is one and I get to hear about it sometimes. So I respect your dedication to your students. Please know that you are also appreciated and people do see that you care about us. Next year, I plan on going to Western TC and lacrosse. I'll be getting my gen eds and then transferring to a university.
Graduating cum laude, Alyssa Mart.
Hi, I'm Alyssa Mark. Today I have with me my two parents, my mom and my dad, and Ms. Schrocknagel. I had this as my freshman year during concert band. That was the time. I have not had her as a band director since then, but I have been a teaching assistant to her for a couple years now. And I have spent countless hours in her office. Through the ups and downs through high school, she has supported me. She's shown me what a dedicated teacher looks like, even though she has not had the easiest classes to teach. I've had the privilege of watching her teach them, and she is a phenomenal human being, a great teacher. She is incredible at what she does, and she always supports her students. I am not going to college to pursue music, and she's always supported me through that. Even though I'm not going for music, I have been a better person because of her. And thank you for all that you do.
Graduating magna cum laude, Allison Nelson.
Hello, my name is Allison Nelson. Oh yeah, I would like to thank my mom and my grandma for being here today and supporting me through all my many activities, both the early days, mornings, and very long nights. The mentor I chose was Alex Knepper. The first time I met him was my freshman year marching band camp. What a year. I actually wasn't gonna do band in high school until one of my friends convinced me. And first day of band camp, I was placed in the clarinet section because they didn't have me on the roster. It was an interesting experience. Alex Knepper is a very spontaneous and interesting person. He never ceases to amaze me, especially in class when he's jumping or dancing around or singing our melody. Even when I I glared at him or scowled at him whenever he gave me a piece I didn't like or stopped us before my favorite part of the music. He would just smile and continue on, ignore me. He definitely pushed me to be a better player, a more confident person, even when I didn't want to do a solo. I still did it. Did I do good? Sometimes. It really depends. I'm very grateful for how much he has pushed me as a person to, be better about that instrument and school. Thank you very much, Conductor. I plan on going to Eau Claire to study psychology, and I will be participating in the marching band there.
Graduating at magna cum laude, Carter Olenek.
Alright, so firstly I'd like to thank my parents. Thank you guys for always being willing to help me, supporting me, and being there for me whenever I needed it. Truly, I couldn't have done it without you guys these past 4 years. Next, I'd like to say thank you to my teacher about today, Ms. Cowher. Ms. Cowher, I still remember the day going into sophomore year. I was looking at my class schedule, and I came across the big spirit class I only heard stories about as a freshman. Chemistry. And in all honesty, I couldn't remember if I even signed myself up for it or if it was my mom. But sophomore me wasn't the best at math, let alone science, and the combination of the two, that was a disaster waiting to happen. But after a year with me, you changed my opinion completely. I learned to love science and math both and learned to embrace the struggle. The next year, with a little bit of peer pressure from some friends, I decided for some reason to take AP Chemistry. I definitely struggled a lot more than I did the year before, but I was actively learning about this whole new world of science. You also taught my classmates and I about life skills like organization, studying strategies, time management, and you kept a smile on our faces with your positive and outgoing energy. And obviously your corny chemistry jokes and riddles. After spending the last 3 years with you, whether I was being a teacher assistant for you, setting up labs for you, or cramming to learn thermochemistry the night before your test, I will truly appreciate everything you have done for me, and I cannot thank you enough. Finally, before I close, I only found it right to do a joke. So, Ms. Carter, I was going to write a periodic table joke for you, but I realized it wasn't quite my element.
Also graduating magna cum laude, Greeley Olson.
Good morning. I also brought Mr. Brandon with me today, but he could not make it. But I picked to bring him because he was a great tennis coach and a great teacher. He was always positive, always encouraging, and never made me feel bad for losing or making a mistake. He was so willing to help with any schoolwork, whether it was for geometry or algebra or proof help. He was always willing to work on any skills I would like with me during practice. I would also like to mention my parents. I brought my mom here today for always being there and giving me everything I need to succeed. Next year, I plan on furthering my education at Loyola University Chicago, and I intend to major in nursing.
Now moving on to our summa cum laude graduates, Isabella Arde.
Hello and good morning, everyone. My name is Bella Ernie. To start off, I'd like to thank my teachers, Mrs. Keller. For those of you who don't know, Mrs. Cower is one of 2 regular chemistry teachers and the only AP chemistry teacher at Tacoma High School. Mrs. Cower is one of a kind. She is one of the sweetest, most supportive, and intelligent people you will ever have the pleasure of knowing. She always finds a way to make your day better, whether it's simply saying hi as you pass her in the hallway, or a chemistry prime about being positive like a cat on. You will never catch a student in a bad mood after they talk to her. Not only does she have an amazing personality, but she is also a phenomenal teacher that I believe everyone should have the pleasure to learn from. Mrs. Cower has pushed me to excel in sciences due to my opportunity to spend the last 3 years in her classroom. First as a baby comer, then as an AP Chem student, and this year a TA. She's willing to take the time to work with you on whatever you may need, even if she is busy with other things. She has also been an inspiration for me when choosing to pursue a degree in biochemistry. I never knew if I was going to like science until I stepped into her classroom. Mrs. Cower, along with my other teachers, continually confirmed my love of science, and for that I am forever grateful. So after all the advice you've given me throughout these years, let me leave you with some. In moments of stress, remember the power of small pauses. I will always be grateful for the time I spent in your classroom. Cower forever. Next, Mom and Dad. I know it's tough watching your little girl step into adulthood, but just know that you guys are my rock. I will always need you no matter what, and you have been there for me through everything. You support every single thing I do, and I look up to both of you so much. I love you both endlessly, and thank you. Finally, I will be attending UW-Madison in the fall to study biochemistry on the pre-med track in hopes of becoming an anesthesiologist. Thank you.
Graduating summa cum laude, Isabella Floyd.
So today, as most of you do not know, I brought my 3rd grade teacher, Ms. Christensen. When I think back to growing up, struggling through group projects and hard tests, I'm always comforted by my parents who constantly strive for the best, not only in themselves, but also in me. I could not have made it this far if it weren't for them, so thank you, Mom and Dad. I also remember my favorite teacher that I've had throughout all of my time in school, Mrs. Christensen. I remember her ability to make connections with each student, making us all feel like we belonged and acknowledged. I remember her passion for celebrating our accomplishments, no matter how big or small, and sharing bits and pieces of her life, giving us all something to relate to. Now I plan to carry on at UW-Madison to study neurobiology and genetics and genomics with the hopes to become a neurosurgeon.
Graduating summa cum laude, Emma Gearing.
All right, first of all, somebody didn't put a memo for attires, so we're going to start on that. Hello, my name is Emma Gearing. I would first of all like to thank my parents for all their support over the years, but secondly, my older brother Ethan. Picking someone to be my mentor was an awfully hard decision, but there's so many people who influenced me throughout my whole life. Teachers, coaches, friends. Well, I wouldn't be here without any of these people. At the end of the day, my brother has been through everything with me. He has set an example for me to follow and has shown me what hard work, perseverance, and tough love looks like. He has stuck up for me when I couldn't do it myself. He has always been there for me, and most importantly, he gave me my favorite human being ever, Maya. You have been my greatest role model, and I will continue to use all the skills that I've learned from you when I attend UW-Madison in the fall, where I was offered a full academic scholarship. I wouldn't be where I am today without all my peers in this room, all my teachers, my parents, or without my brother. Thank you.
graduating summa cum laude, Megan Habeck.
So, my name's Megan, and today I brought with me my mom and dad and my mentor, Mr. Schwaller. I first met Mr. Schwaller when I was taking his anatomy and physiology class. To be honest, it was just a schedule filler, and I had no hope of passing it. But as soon as I got into the classroom, he started talking, he did his little jokes, if anybody who's taking this class knows, and lets you know more about his personal life than I'm like to know. But he made it interesting, he made it fun. And to Mrs. Schwaller, thank you for making science fun, challenging, and only slightly terrifying. Your passion for teaching and your ability to turn complex topics into something I could actually understand and sometimes even enjoy is nothing short of a miracle. I have taken almost every single one of his classes besides AP Bio, and that was a little hurtful for me. Because if I didn't get one day with Mr. Schwaller during this year, without his little jokes, I would have turned into a complete and utter monster. And to my parents, thank you. I express my deepest gratitude to my mom, especially for letting me be her little shadow since I was a little girl, and especially since I found out what I wanted to do with my life in the future. Even if anybody knows my family, there's not a moment's quiet in our house. And even when she comes home, she makes the time to answer all of my questions about medicine and health career that I've been looking forward to. My dad, with his nonchalant, Megan, you can do this attitude, I want to thank you, because your sacrifices and your support and belief in me when I doubted myself have been my foundation and my motivation. I wouldn't be here without your love and encouragement. Honestly, I didn't get here alone, though. I got here with caffeine, late-night Google searches, and the amazing people in my life who believed in me. So thank you all, and I promise to keep making you proud, or at least pretending I know what I'm doing. I plan on working for a year before going to get my bachelor's in pre-medicine.
Graduating summa cum laude, Eva Hendrickson.
Hi everybody, I'm Ava, and this fall I plan to move to Tampa where I will be pursuing a major in political science and a minor in Spanish at the University of South Florida. However, none of this would have been possible without my mom, who I brought here today. She is my biggest support, and I truly could not have done any of this without her. She always leads me by example through her hard work, compassion, and optimism, always inspiring me to follow my dreams and do whatever makes me happy. I'm incredibly grateful for the advice, love, and friendship she has provided me over the years, and I truly don't know what I would do without her. Y finalmente, quiero decir gracias a Señor Juliet, porque Él es la razón que descubierto mi amor para español. Es la verdad que tú eres mi maestro favorito, pero tú eres más de un maestro para mí. Para mí, Señor J es un amigo, un modelo y el razón que voy a estudiar español en la universidad. Señor J siempre fue feliz y divertido en clase y paciente con nosotros. Y es una lástima que no tenga más clases con español 5. Thank you for everything you've done, and thank you to my mom for being here also.
Graduating summa cum laude, Marco Hauser.
Hello, I am Mark Accuser. I brought my mentor, Mr. parents, who I cannot justify enough how grateful I am to them and how much I look up to them. As I've gone through high school, they have never not been there for me to give me the freedom to make my own mistakes, and I appreciate that so much. Even these past 2 years, my junior and senior year, have been absolutely the hardest, and no matter what, they have always been there, and I appreciate that. All of us have changed together and grown as people, and it is amazing to see how far we've all come. I'd have to admit that the next coming years of my life are kind of scary. I plan on taking a gap year where we will more likely be visiting family in Italy, so my mom's side. I'm really excited for that. But afterwards, I plan to look towards college. And I have to admit, that scares me. From what I've experienced in high school, it's been tough. I've found success, but I'm nervous. And I hope that they will continue to be there with me as I find my own independence. And it's exciting. And I chose Mr. Hag specifically because, again, these past 2 years have been tough, but he's stood by me and been very, more as a peer than a teacher, and I really appreciate that. I've gained insight from him, from seeing how he thinks, even as him being a younger teacher. It's nice to have him to stand by me as a tennis coach this year. I really appreciate what he's given me, and I appreciate that. Can't say that enough. I do really appreciate everybody, and especially all of the teachers in this room. I cannot say that enough. I appreciate every single one of you. I do have some plans regarding specific schools. I have, if you were at the Renaissance Assembly last Friday, I gave Thompson a mouthful with Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University for Aerospace Engineering. It's in Florida. It's a school I'd like to be attending to. Plan on applying for next year. Thank you.
Graduating summa cum laude, Aubrey Youngmeyer.
Hi, I'm Aubrey Youngmeyer. First, I want to thank my parents and my siblings for always being there for me and being my number one supporters through high school. This fall, I plan to attend UW Eau Claire to major in geology with environmental science emphasis. Today, I brought Mrs. Leanne Pent. She was one of my church youth leaders, as well as the worship leader of the worship team at my youth group. When I first joined the worship team, Leanne was so welcoming and was such an amazing light and godly influence to me and everyone around us. She helped me grow so much in my faith and was such an amazing mentor in the hardest times throughout high school. I miss you so much, Leanne. However, I know she will always be there for me when I need prayer or when I need a helping hand. Thank you, Leanne.
A summa cum laude graduate, Ross Kilgo.
Yes, the certificate looks pretty cool. What's up, guys? So today I brought both my parents, hi guys, and I brought Senor over here. Wait, what? You brought Senor too? No way. So, I would like to thank my parents for always being present throughout all of my complicated and messy medical journey. The spine surgery that I had back in sophomore year, October 2022, worst month of my life. But my parents were there throughout the whole thing. They were always by my side when I was stuck in bed for 2 weeks straight. They even read me some bedtime stories. And differentiated myself. Because as it turns out, not every freshman has resilient friends online that you met while playing Minecraft. When I was in Senor's class, I was always making comparisons to Portuguese, because the two languages are very closely related to each other. And I wanted to thank Senor for managing to sit through all my yapping. And additionally, as many of you will know, Senor is the head coach of our academic decathlon team, which is a club where you nerd out about something and you take tests on it. And Senor over here was always making Senor-style presentations of all of our accomplishments. It was encouraging our team spirit. And yes, Senor, I think you did pretty well as a coach. Anyways, I think that's all I have to yap about today. Thank you.
Graduating summa cum laude, Shelby King.
Hi, my name is Shelby. First of all, I would like to, my biggest thank you goes out to my parents for making me the person I am today, and I couldn't have done this without them. But I also would like to thank Mr. Devine, my freshman biology and AP biology teacher, for helping me through my years in high school. Mr. Devine was always there for me when I needed a person to talk to, and I could always go to him for advice, even after he moved to Holman. He's one of the kindest people I know and has always been my biggest supporter. His kindness has inspired me to do the same as I hope to help others after getting my degree in social work at Minnesota State University in Mankato. So thank you, Mr. Devine, for coming back to Toma this morning. You truly have made such a positive impact on my high school career.
Graduating summa cum laude, Aiden Klima.
Good morning, my name is Aiden. First, I would like to thank my parents for always supporting me and helping me get through the first 18 years of my life. I would like to thank them for teaching me how to be a better student, athlete, and person. They've always been there for me and have pushed me to be my best no matter the circumstances. I hope you know that your efforts are greatly appreciated and that you have done nothing but have a positive impact on my life, as well as my future. Thanks for being such great parents and role models. I would also like to thank my special guest, Herr Bartz. Ever since the first day of high school, Herr Bartz has done more than just teach me German. He has taught me how to be a leader, how to get involved more than just sports, and most importantly, how to be a better person. Herr Bartz is more than just a teacher to me. He is a mentor, a therapist, and has become a great friend, which I hope continues after graduation. I've also been able to see how Herr Bartz cares about each and every student within the school, including me. He shows true kindness and compassion to form a relationship with every student that walks into his room. What I also realized last night while writing this was that Herr Bartz's room was the first classroom I stepped into as a freshman, and was the last classroom I walked out of as a senior. I think that goes to show just how much I appreciate Herr Bartz and everything he has done for me. Herr Bartz, thank you, and I will always remember your wise words of, Aiden, when we have big feelings, use kind words. In the fall, I will be attending UW River Falls and majoring in business administration.
Graduating summa cum laude, Eliza Koga.
Teacher, Mrs. Berg. Mrs. Berg was the teacher who first inspired me to go into the education field because of her devotion to being kind and connecting with her students. I loved having Miss Berg so much that when I was in second grade, a year after I had Miss Berg as a teacher, I came home and told my parents
I want to be a good teacher because the world needs more good teachers who want to be teachers, as I was referencing to Ms. Berg. After graduation, I will be attending the University of Wisconsin-Oshkosh, where I will be majoring in elementary education and playing golf. I would also like to thank my parents for always encouraging me in my studies, but also encouraging me to major in something I love. I would also obviously like to thank Ms. Berg for playing the passion for teaching and being a kind role model in my life. Thank you.
And she's just a great human being. You have motivated me in every single way possible and supported me. And your jokes are really funny. And then, yes, thank you, thank you.
Graduating summa cum laude, Addison Schadenhofer.
Hi, I'm Addison Schadenhofer. I just wanted to start out this speech by thanking my parents. Without their love and support, I wouldn't have gotten this far. They've always been there, motivating me to do my best and give my commitments 110%. And I want to thank Herr Bartz. He's always been there for me and the rest of the students. His room was somewhere where I could feel safe and comfortable, and as someone who is permanently stressed out, I really needed that all throughout high school. Herr Bartz's love for the German language shines through in every lesson, and has shown me how much goes into the way we communicate. I plan on studying language too through communication disorders at UW-Madison. Herr Bartz showed me how to communicate for 4 years, and I'm so excited to do the same for others in my future. He demonstrates how to keep your cool in stressful conversations and how to listen when others need it. He's been my go-to person to talk to after rough mornings or when I am nervous. So thank you, Herr Bartz.
Graduating summa cum laude, Molly Stadlow.
Hi everyone, I'm Molly. I did not write my speech down because as soon as I got this invitation, I knew exactly who I wanted to bring and what I wanted to say. So I'd like to thank my parents for teaching me how to work hard always, but to also have a work-life balance because that's the most important thing in life. They've taught me how to work hard and to play hard and enjoy myself in my free time, I guess, which there's little of right now. So, I also brought with me my cousin Stephanie. She's inspired me to become a dental hygienist. I'll be going to Madison Tech in the fall, and she supported me and inspired me this entire time. Obviously, they're all my family, and so the biggest lesson I've learned from them is how that you can rely on your family always, and that they'll always be there for you.
Graduating summa cum laude, Cora Vincenda.
Hi there, my name is Cora Vincenda, and I would first like to start with thanking my amazing parents. Without them, I wouldn't be the person I am standing here. Today, I brought my grandma, who many know as Yaya. I brought her not only as my mentor, but as my best friend. Yaya might just be the most unique and crazy individual anyone has ever met. I don't think she knows what Harrison is, so she definitely pushes my social anxiety. And for that, I say thank you. Thank you, Yaya, for pushing me out of my comfort zone and showing me that life is too short to worry about what other people think. Thank you for being my person and my safe place. Thank you for believing in me when I don't believe in myself. Although you're not my teacher in a traditional classroom setting, your guidance has shaped me in ways that no one else could. Thank you for everything you do for me and the endless love you show me. Finally, I'll be attending the University of Winona and majoring in biology. Thank you.
Graduating summa cum laude, Bennett Zingler.
Well, hi. That's how Mr. Stryker starts all those classes. So I figured my name is Bennett Zingler, and I'm going to be attending UW-Madison in the fall for nuclear engineering. And it was Mr. Stryker that made me have an appreciation for math in that regard. I'd also like to thank my mom and dad for getting after me about my late assignments so that I could be here today. And yeah, that's all I have to say.
Well, thank you, everyone. Such a special honor to be here. I do want to thank our venue host, Cranberry Country Lodge, our event sponsors, First Community Bank and Tomah Area Credit Union, as well as Wetlands Catering. Please a round of applause for them once again. And your partnership in education. Can't do it without you. Thank you all so much. And we would not have such a wonderful high school events like this without the extraordinary gifts and talents of our Tomah High School faculty. I want to thank Mrs. Dawn Pierce, Mr. Joyce, Ms. Casputis, and all of the faculty here in attendance for making this a wonderful occasion to celebrate academic excellence. I also want to thank every teacher, coach, advisor, and school employee playing a role in our honor graduates' success from the first day of school and leading up to graduation on this Saturday. Mrs. Bloom, thank you so much for your presence here today. It was wonderful and reflects the power of school boards and members. And on behalf of the board, thank you for sharing your wisdom and thank you for your leadership and support, bringing all of the resources together to elevate where our young people can go in the future. My special thanks to our parents, guardians, and family members here today. On behalf of the Tomah Area School District, please accept our sincere gratitude for serving as our partners along your child's educational journey. Wow, to the honored graduates, thank you for your incredible dedication to academics. Each year, this is a special time for me personally. I'm getting to know so many families here in the area, so it's amazing to watch and see the growth that you've had. So thank you for engaging in a course curriculum that is the most rigorous at Tomah High School and includes those post-secondary opportunities with the College Board, with our university and technical school partners. It is a lot. It's so much. And you do that along with the philanthropic things that you take part in, your co-curricular, your athletics. You get home at 11:30 at night, 2 a.m. I mean, rock and roll and year-round. And doing what you do is so incredible. So thank you so much. The skills and attributes that you've exhibited to reach this level of academic distinction will carry you forward in every endeavor as you begin writing a new chapter in your life's journey. Congratulations to each and every one of you. See you tomorrow. Saturday.
Bennett,
On this graduation weekend, we take you back this past Thursday at the Cranberry Country Lodge in Tomah. We do want to apologize. 3/4 of the way through the program, we did have some technical difficulties, so we did miss some of the graduates, and we apologize for that. But we hope you did enjoy this Sunday update. Congratulations, Tomah class of 2025. You're watching the Hagan Sports Network. Right, as the update continues, we talk to Mike Hansen, District Administrator. Mike, we want to talk about some of the items on your agenda last night's school board meeting on Monday, May 19th. At the very beginning, a lot of activity, wasn't there?
Right. That's always a wonderful part of our board meetings. Everything on the agenda is fantastic. It's always student-oriented. But, when you get to recognize a lot of kids and their faculty and the principals doing great things in our community, we kick off our meetings with that each and every month. And so it's exciting to hear from our students that are involved in the Heritage Fair, our elementary school students. We have a presentation out there that I want to direct everybody to go to our school district website, select the School Board of Education tab, and then get into this month's meeting, May 19. You'll get a chance to see what Mr. Genevico put together. Tim Genevico, our Warrens and Wyville Elementary principal. Really neat stuff. Our kids were putting together presentations that were Wisconsin oriented. So, certainly one of our students did something on cranberries, another did a presentation on the badger, so really fun things about our state, but also tying into things that our kids experience a lot right here in Tomah. So it was a lot of fun to see, and there are amazing young people. These are, fourth, fifth grade students. I know that they're walking right up to a microphone at a Board of Education meeting talking about their experiences. So kudos to the kids. Yeah. Not only are they developing really great academic skills, but to be able to speak to that just talks about their confidence. And I'm looking forward to the great things they'll do in the future. And speaking about confidence and building that and leadership, we had a presentation by Colonel Fox and two of the recent high school students that have assumed leadership command positions within our our Army JROTC. I'm sorry about the Air Force slipping. I was an Air Force JROTC guy, but Army, and we're proud of that. We're very proud of that program. So they had their first, I guess you'd call it, operation, but it was philanthropic in nature, and they conducted a piece out to Winnebago Park, and they did some cleanup activities there. But what they learned in their leadership framework is to do great things like philanthropic activities, but also there's a military essence to it, but it's not all military. It's building the leadership skills to learn how to plan something and to execute something and to do an after-action report on things. The same things we do right here as an organization as well. So the ROTC, Junior ROTC experience for our students really helps build their leadership skills in any capacity. Maybe they go into the military, or maybe they go into our public or our private sector. So wherever they go, very proud of our Army JROTC kids, and want to thank Colonel Fox and First Sergeant Centino for their leadership. They are our senior instructor and assistant instructor. They are prior service, retired, fantastic, both coach for us as well. So they're so highly vested in our students. So we're very, very proud and honored. That was a long time coming, that approval. They're at 68 students in year 0.
Yeah.
That is fantastic, Greg. What a great thing to let our listeners and viewers know. They are anticipating 85 students already for year 1. We have to hit 100 kids by year 3. So we're at 68 a year. Can you imagine what the possibilities are? So they have one, I believe, company or unit right now, and as they get more students on and they move through as freshmen to seniors, they'll have several more companies, and that means several more leadership opportunities for kids. So stay tuned. We'll talk more about that one as we get to the future there. So that the recognition was fantastic. And then to tell you even more about recognition, we had our annual retirement celebration. We had 17 retirees total, 13 in attendance last night. And what really makes it special, all 17 gave just 1,000% to our kids, their fellow colleagues. Their work just transpires year over year, and you can imagine those that have been in the field of education for 20, 30 plus years, the impact that they've had. And so we learned a lot more about them last night who were present, but thank everyone for their service who retired. They were given a plaque by the district. They were also honored with a certificate from the Wisconsin Department of Public Instruction. And I think the most important thing, they get a lifetime pass to all our activities. So we have great activities so they can still stay connected. Absolutely want to see them throughout the school district as they enjoy retirement, and continue to thank them for building the organization that we have through their work. We also celebrated years of service. We do, starting with, I believe, 15 to 30 or 35. We go by the fives, so we're honoring those folks. I went through the list there with those in the meeting, and our patrons and your viewers can take a look at that retirement list and years of service, going into our school board tab and clicking on the May 19th meeting. In fact, I believe it should already be up, the video as well, so you can view that too.
Okay.
So thanks for the opportunity to visit with you through this piece, and our video should be live out there as well. So yeah, really exciting things to the recognition phase of that. So gosh, there was a lot. I know we were just talking about this. We had a really jam-packed meeting with a lot of interesting reports as well. We started first with Jennifer Rasmussen as a CESA 4 representative. She's really focused in on literacy and assistance with us in that. I want to thank our Curriculum and Instruction Director, Angela Pluger, all of our teachers, all of our curriculum leaders, everybody that's involved with literacy. That is the cornerstone of ensuring our students learn. And so Jennifer Rasmussen, in her report, as an outside person that helps facilitate that workflow, talked about some of the recent Act 20 Science of Reading instruction, very deep in fluency, phonemic awareness, phonics, and so a totally different way to teach it. Our teachers have been deep into the professional development piece to learn those tools to implement the science of reading, and Jennifer Rasmussen and all of our leaders have been involved with that. So I want to thank them for their extraordinary leadership, dedication, and what our teachers are doing in the classroom is definitely going to make some gains. So Jennifer reported out on that. One of our retirees, Vicki Horman from our library media specialist, she provided an update on the library media plan, and that's a 3-year plan, and that's running 2025 through 2028. That plan, along with all of our other reports, is available on our website, and we're taking a look at ways that we can absolutely, one of the 4 targeted areas was support literacy through the library media space. You know, how does that space improve literacy? And that's very important. Robust technology and infrastructure. We have a lot of ways that we can deliver strong literacy opportunities, books to our kids electronically, making sure our libraries have a strong electronic footprint, and continuing to elevate and grow that. And absolutely buying books, very, very important too. So making sure that our books have strong interest levels, where a student can find themselves in our libraries and through literacy. So I want to thank all of our LMS team, all 3 of them, for what they do, because that is absolutely so aligned to literacy, our school libraries, and want to thank them, and our board did approve that very important plan. We had about a really nice 45-minute walkthrough of our preliminary budget. You know, we're getting close to July 1. We're going to start that new fiscal year. Hats off to Michelle Clark, our business manager, and everybody here in the DO and everyone involved in putting that budget together. It is very preliminary in nature because, you know, right now we don't know for sure, Greg, what our state aid will look like. That's still under discussion. There are things that are unknown yet, like special education funding. There's been talk, and I hope tractionable talk, about meeting a 60% payment from the state of Wisconsin rather than that 30% threshold, and that's a game changer for us. So we're waiting on a lot of things yet, but we can still put together, and Michelle and the team has provided a strong preliminary budget. Statistically speaking, it's just down maybe 1.23% from last year, so it's ranging pretty much the same, but we'll continue to update this, and we don't go into a full budget approval till October when everything is in. We'll have our student count in, we'll have the legislative piece in, general state aid. So your budgets now are strong, but they get even tighter when we get all of those unknowns answered, and those are going to come very, very soon. We also took a look at, just scrolling through our list here, the Board of Education did act on the land. There was a motion and a second to terminate the purchase, offer to purchase agreement for the different parcels there, and so that's where we're at right now. So there was always just an offer to purchase. There was never any payment for the land. But because of some of the metrics that have occurred recently with things, the Board of Education felt that it was not the most auspicious time to buy those parcels of land. So there was a vote and unanimous approval to terminate the offer to purchase there. Policies were approved, a set of them that are all available for our patrons to see from second reading, and then we have a new section that's also been posted with first reading policies. Those can run the gamut from curriculum and academics all the way to technology and just how we run the business of a school. So very, very important policies there. So yeah, that's a rundown of our meeting on Monday.
Hiring process looks where, Mike? Where's the hiring process at?
Hiring process, thank you so much, Greg. Yes, we've got 14 open positions now. Those will fluctuate, Greg, every day or two there. And so we, the Board of Education got a brief report there. I've got between two to three positions. Some buildings only have one open right now, so they're very much spread out. And it is the season right now. It's a heavy hiring season. The board did accept the resignation of Robert Joyce, our longtime Tomah High School principal here. I want to thank him for his service very, very much and leading our high school to new heights there. We want to thank all of our folks who, like I said, we want to thank those who retired, and we know that there might be transitions in and out. Welcoming our new faculty, we're very excited there. We do great onboarding piece. But for those folks that resign, we want to thank them for their service too, and always the best in their new adventures.
Yeah, I talked to Robert a while back. He said he'd been here 17 years, longest job he's ever held.
Very just strong leadership, and so very grateful personally to work with him. I know he has impacted absolutely a lot of faculty and kids and families over those years, so only the best as he moves on to that next chapter.
And Mike, there was not a lot of gifts and money, but there was some.
Yes, thank you so much. I tell you, I can just move through this agenda and skip over things. Greg, I owe you. Thank you again for leading me back into that top of that agenda. And this is one of the great places to be, Greg, and thank you so much. We have extraordinary gifts each and every month, and like I said, our agendas are jam-packed with wonderful things for students. Again, this is another wonderful highlight, a gift of $250 from Daryl Neitzel and Judith Corgi Neitzel, a $250 gift to the high school band. If I mispronounced the name, my apologies there. High School Positive Activity Fund received a $2,500 check from the Green Bay Packers donation. They actually came into the high school, a few representatives of the team, GM, and so at that assembly, they offered a check to the school for that. So we're very eager to have that. And from our Tomah Sports Boosters, a donation of $5,810, a gift for the high school, middle school gym scoreboard. And you see our booster club and so many things, and I can't thank them enough too. So we have so many wonderful patrons like Daryl and Judith, and our booster club, and when you have something really cool like the Packers coming into town, what extraordinary commitment each and every one of them has, because I know that they are building great things for our kids. So hats off and many, many thanks for their donations.
Really, your last official act before graduation is Saturday, and I hope to have video of that also in the update. The honors breakfast is Thursday.
Yes.
And these kids are really smart, aren't they?
Oh my goodness, the honors breakfast, everything associated with graduation. Thanks for bringing that up. I was, teasing you, Greg. I show up at 9 a bit early. I just know when I got to be there, but it's such a fantastic morning. It's one way, we absolutely honor the work that's already done, but as those students commence and go forward, take that knowledge and skills set forward. And as you mentioned at our honors breakfast, just a wonderful group of students there. We are very, very proud of all of our graduates, because we know that they're all going to work hard to get to where they are at on that day, and then eager and excited to see where they take that moving forward. If they're entering into the workforce, very good thing to do. Our technical schools, our university systems, our military service, they're just doing a lot of great things. So looking forward to Saturday starting a new chapter in their lives as well.
As we wrap it up, Mike, one final thought. How would you summarize the class of 2025?
I tell you, so that'd be one class I've known all 5 of my years, where they're 8th grade students.
Exactly.
Yeah, very active. When you take a look at, and each and every class has so many unique things that they do, and I would say that all of the classes do great things, but I just see their commitment to their academics as our all of our classes, our core and our advanced, and just our specialty classes and CTE are very well represented. Certainly the scholarship levels that they've earned at the scholarship night. While we were in a school board meeting, I did see the news release on that. That was extraordinary too. Tens, hundreds of thousands of dollars going through there. But also on the philanthropic side, I wanted to thank all of our kids, even our elementary kids were involved in the new Rachel's Challenge, spreading kindness. And so the senior class of 2025 was in that initial year. And so something powerful for me was to be a part of a Rachel's Challenge event earlier this year in the winter, I guess. But I got to see a lot of the seniors in a different setting. And I see, gosh, they're going to have an impact too on just goodness that they'll do in their lives and others, and that will shine forth. So we're proud and honored to do work like that through Rachel's Challenge. But I also sat in at an elementary level, and they're excited too. So that's the beauty of a graduation. We can think and see and view the work of a lot of our students who may have gotten here as little 4K kiddos, straight through those that have graduated. So.
You may have already touched on this, Mike. So the fact that this is a class you've been with since day one, does it make it more special for you on Saturday?
Oh, I think, when in day one, when I started July 2nd, I mean, that's our commitment, all of ours each and every day. So even that first year, there are kiddos that coming right out of into the COVID piece. But I think for any administrator, any teacher, anyone, a 4K teacher who had a little guy then who now will see that student walk through, they'll feel just as special as well. So I'm honored every day to show up, be intentional in what we do as leaders, work hard every day, be positive in what we do. And I tell you, like any student, I'd say we try new things, bring new things. If it doesn't work out, hey, we're failing forward, but we keep trying, we keep going, or we're very successful too at what we do. And I think that mirrors what we want for our kids. So we are innovative, we have great faculty. And for me, my own perspective as a superintendent is to thank the Board of Education for the resource base that they've provided already so far in my 5 years. Like you mentioned, have impacted kids that I may have met at the middle school. I know that that's been ongoing year over year. And so that's the exciting part of being a superintendent, to be a part of every little guy's life. When I go into a 4 or 5K classroom, do the carpet time, to what I'll do on Saturday morning.
Wrapping it up, speaking for myself, Mike, this school year, as usual, just flew by. It
sure
just flew by in my world. I would imagine your world too.
You bet it does, because you and I both had to coordinate. Hey, I'm busy doing this. Can we try that?
Right.
And I know, Greg, I think it's interesting. We've had to coordinate a lot of different times, but it's always so good to talk to you today. And I want to thank you for allowing us to share our message, tell our story. It's full of strengths, power, opportunities, and that's what we're all about. High quality student learning, every child, every day.
Mike, thank you for your time. As usual, we always try to make it happen. We do again this month. Thank you for your time. We'll talk to you in June.
You got it.